Thanks, Tori, for the opportunity to share this conversation with Joan Cangiarella, Elaine Langone Professor of Pathology at the NYU Grossman School of Medicine and Senior Associate Dean for Education, Faculty, and Academic Affairs. NYU Langone is one of the nation's premier academic medical centers and health systems, with a mission to care, teach, and discover through an integrated academic culture devoted to excellence. Today, we're talking about some of the groundbreaking academic innovations happening at NYU. Joan, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, happy to be here.
The Grossman School of Medicine was the first top-ranked medical school to offer select medical students the opportunity to earn an MD in 3 years instead of 4. Tell me a little bit about what inspired this bold departure from traditional medical education.
Sure. So back in 2010, we decided to do a revision to our curriculum. We had what we called the curriculum of the 21st century. And the traditional curriculum of a medical school is usually 2 years of preclinical learning, like classroom learning, and then 2 years of clinical learning. And this has been in place for the last 100 years. When we looked at it, we were shortening our preclinical or pre-clerkship learning to 18 months. And when we did this, we recognized that there would be a group of students that would be able to graduate in 3 years because they came to medical school very different. They already had outside experiences. They already had knowledge of the specialty they wanted to go into. And that fourth year, a lot of times at many medical schools, was really spent doing outside electives or audition interviews for residency. And students that came with that experience didn't really need that year. It was a very costly year in addition to that. So when we shortened our preclinical curriculum, we formed different pathways. We had a 4-year pathway, which was the traditional, and then we added the 3-year pathway. And then we also added a 5-year pathway, which was a dual degree pathway. We ran that program since 2013. And back in 2023, we revised our curriculum again, and we shortened the preclinical learning to 12 months. And by doing that, we now allow all of our students, if they so choose to, graduate in 3 years. So we have the curriculum for the 21st century, 3+1 personalized pathways. You either graduate in 3 years or you take the extra year to do a year of research or to do a dual degree. I think this helped us as well as we talk about the expense of that fourth year of medical school in our plan to go tuition free. It started with a smaller group, the group that was in the 3-year pathway, by saving them not only that year of tuition, but allowing them to enter the workforce a year earlier, combined together to be about $250,000 savings for the student. And it ultimately helped us with going totally tuition free for our entire school.
You and your colleagues recently published a peer-reviewed paper that adds to this body of evidence showing that 3-year MDs are just as prepared as their 4-year peers for competitive residency programs. Can you just tell me a little bit about that paper and some of the takeaways there?
Sure. We looked at our first 7 graduating classes, and that was the academic medicine paper, and studied all the parameters, all of their grades, all of their clerkship grades, their medical knowledge exams, their national licensing exams, and some other things in the residency program as well as in medical school, their peer reviews, how people judge them. And we did find that 3-year pathway students, 3-year MD students are just as trained and do just as well in medical school and in early residency as our 4-year students.
Another big trend-setting moment for the school was when you offered all current and future medical students tuition-free enrollment. Definitely groundbreaking, a lot of excitement. We see it at other institutions around the country now. How does this tuition-free model fit into the broader vision for medical education reform?
I think, again, it takes a long time and it takes a lot of money to go to medical school. And I think the ability to offer tuition free allows you to get the best applicants. It allows you to get people that maybe wouldn't think of going to medical school because they couldn't afford it. And you get a really diverse group of students that really have truly thought about becoming a doctor and now taken the chance to actually do it without having that debt, I think really does help a lot of people just come to medical school.
Tell me what's next. What's the next big leap in medical education? I know you're integrating a lot of individualized artificial intelligence tools into the curriculum. What is NYU Langone working on?
I think this personalized pathway is what we're really driving towards, getting the information to students earlier about the specialties, and then really tailoring their experience over those 3 years so that when they transition over into residency, they are really prepared for their specialty. And specialties are different. I'm a pathologist. I look under a microscope all day, very different than being an orthopedic surgeon in the operating room. There are certain skills that are common, but then there are certain skills that are really related to that specialty you're going to practice in. And I think as we refine that and really say, this is the core for everyone, but these are the things that are for you, and how can we help you if there are areas of weaknesses that you have? How can we help you to tell you this is the area that you should try to really improve upon at the end of the day? So I think, for the next few years for us with this new curriculum, we are really going to look at inventing new ways and studying it to see if it actually does have an impact on their performance as they go out into practice.
Dr. Joan Cangiarella, thank you so much for taking the time to join me here today and to share a little bit about this groundbreaking work that NYU Langone, specifically the Grossman School of Medicine, is undertaking.
Fantastic.